Hello, this is Melissa, the insurance exam queen, and we are here today to make sure that you can pass your insurance exam with ease and confidence. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and drop a comment below if you have any questions. Also, make sure to go to insuranceexamqueen.com, click on my Melissa's recommendations, and that way you can see what is important for your state and your exam and how I can best help you. Generally, it's going to be with the gold package, $97, 90% first time pass rate to help make sure that you understand this material so that you can succeed and that you can pass your exam. And now we're going to jump into a lesson about perils versus coverage, because this is something that I've seen people be really confused about. I'm sure my mic is in a place where you can hear me. When we talk about homeowners policies, we talk about you're covered, if fire happens, you're covered if you're not covered if earthquake happens, right? And so we tend to get perils confused with coverage. So I want to make a very clear distinction about the difference between what a peril is and what coverages are on the policy, and help differentiate that for you, and hopefully make things a lot more clear as you're studying and learning and reading through the material. So perils, a peril is a cause of loss. And when I teach, I like to write on the board. This is my method of teaching, and this is why it's so effective, is I encourage you to write with me. So as we're going through this video, you should have a piece of notebook out. Write with me as I write. This is how I set up my gold class series package, so that you are not only learning the information, but you are putting it into your brain. When you're writing down the information, whether you ever go back and read it again doesn't matter. The fact that you're writing it down, putting the information into your brain, helps to lock and sink it in so that you can recall it again when you're taking the actual exam. So write when I write. If I write, you write. That's how I teach, and that is why it's so effective. Okay, so perils are the cause of loss. Cause of loss. Cause of loss. What this means is that a peril is what happens, which causes you to want to file a claim. So if your house is on fire, fire is the peril. I file a claim because fire burned down my house. If lightning strikes the house and causes damage, the peril is the lightning, and that's what causes me to want to file a claim. So when you think of peril, think of the cause of filing a claim. It is the reason I need to file a claim. Fire happened, lightning happened, explosion happened, bursting of heating systems happened, theft happened, vandalism happened. The perils are the things that happen. And that is why we file a claim. Coverages, on the other hand, a coverage is what will pay out, pays out to fix the damage. A coverage is what will pay out to fix the damage. So this is why we get a little bit confused, because we'll say you're covered if fire happens. So then you think fires is like a coverage, but fire is the peril. And if the peril of fire happens, the policy coverage will pay out to cover that. But there is a distinction between perils and coverages. Perils are the cause of loss, the reason that we file a claim, and coverages is what will pay out to pay out from a policy to fix the damage caused by the peril. So we have, let's say we have the peril of fire causes damage. Oops, not a B. Damage. And then we use the coverage to pay to fix it. So learning my new whiteboard here, which I'm so excited about. So again, you have a peril, which is the cause of loss, the fire. It leads to damage. And in order to fix the damage, we need our coverages to pay to fix the damage. Okay, now, here's where we struggle on the difference between like a homeowner's policy. So on a homeowner's policy, so this is your homeowners, and it's going to be a certain type of policy, like a DP1, a DP2, DP3, HO2, HO3, HO5, whatever. The type of policy that it is if I'm a DP1 or a DP2, a DP3, what makes me different from everyone else is my perils. So all policies, all homeowners pretty much have the same, what colors were we using here? Perils is purple. So when we get, oh, that was supposed to be blue, isn't it? Coverages. I like to also use different colors because it helps to differentiate for you, helps you to remember with what you're learning, and helps to make a distinction in your brain. Okay, so perils, again, are the cause of loss. Cause of loss. And then the coverages on a homeowner's are going to be like your A, your B, your C, your D, your E, your F, right? So this is like dwelling. This is other structures. This is not a video to teach those, so watch another video to learn those, okay? But we have perils and then we have coverages. What makes this policy what it is this a DP1? Is it a DP2? Which policy is it? How do we know? We know because of the perils that a policy will pay out for. So for instance, if this was a DP1, so if I am a DP1, I will only make my coverages pay out if 3 perils happen. Fire, oops. No. Fire, lightning, and external explosion. Okay. If I'm a DP1, what makes me different is not my coverages, because pretty much all policies, all dwelling, all homeowners have A through F, not, or A through E. Not, there are some differences, okay? But mostly speaking, most of all the policies have all of these coverages. So whether I'm a DP1 or a DP2 or a DP3 or an HO2 or an HO3 or an HO5, I'm going to have all of these coverages with a couple exceptions, okay? But they all have A, they all have B, they all have C, okay? It gets a little different at D. What makes a policy different is the perils it will pay out for. So a DP1, if this policy is a DP1, the only time coverages will trigger to pay out is if fire happens, is if lightning happens, or if internal, oh my gosh. Sometimes we make mistakes. Internal explosion. I think I made a mistake on my joke the day I ever made on Facebook. Internal explosion. Okay, so there's only 3 perils that will pay out on a DP1. Fire, lightning, internal explosion. That is it. Okay, so the perils are the cause of loss. What makes this a DP1 is that the perils are fire, lightning, and internal explosion. If one of these 3 things happens, then these coverages will pay out. Now, if this house has a DP1 and something like bursting of heating systems happens, their coverages will not pay out because bursting of heating systems is not listed here as a peril. So a peril is the cause of loss, the reason I'm filing a claim. And that's how we know that policies are different. A DP1 only covers 3 specific perils. A DP2 covers a little bit more. A DP3 covers even more than that. And then the difference between a dwelling and a homeowner's, dwelling says the owner doesn't have to live here. Homeowner says the owners must live here, and that makes a difference. But then we start all over again. You have the HO2, which is a set number of perils. You have the HO3, which is open perils. And then you have the HO5. What makes a policy different is the perils it will respond to. And then pretty much every policy between dwelling and homeowners has the same coverages with a couple of exceptions. Okay. So difference between perils, the cause of loss. If the cause of loss is covered by the policy, it will then trigger the coverages to pay out for a claim. So if you enjoyed this video, if it gave you some clarity and insight on understanding the difference between a perils and a coverage, makes things a little more clear, These are the types of videos that are offered in gold, longer, more in-depth videos. Definitely lots of drawing and making of charts and things like that, which will help sink the information into your brain. Again, please subscribe to this channel. Really helps me out. Like the video if it helped you. Drop a comment below if you have any questions. And again, if you want to see your state recommendations, go to insuranceexamqueen.com, click on Melissa's recommendations for my state, click on your state, and it'll tell you what's important. I am sending you all the loves, all the vibes to pass your exam. Have an amazing day.